Welcome to Range Time. I'm your host Ghost, and today we're going to cover some of the stages that I just recently shot in Steel Challenge and compare them to my times here in Ace. With that, let's get started. Something I want to point out for people who are new to Ace, you can use filters now with the searching for the tags and stage names, etc. by taking your gun. It'll turn into a remote when you're pointing at the TV. And pointing here, and then you can type in the stage names that you're looking for. And just as well, you can go under filters and pick. So in our case, I was shooting Steel Challenge, and we're going to be comparing those. We'll go ahead and click Steel Challenge here. And then that way the Steel Challenge stages show up. So, neat little trick. You can also do the sorting. So in my case, I'm looking for 5 to go. That was the first stage that we shot at the competition. Here we are on the stage 5 to go. Steel Challenge is one of the easier formats to understand and get into in competition shooting, but it's something that I don't shoot very often. I've shot Steel Challenge over the last 2 years, maybe a total of 6 times. So I'm definitely not the best at it, but it's something that I enjoy when I have the time and availability. The competition that I just went into, I was first in my division. It was a rimfire pistol open, and I came in 5th overall. So happy with my performance, although as you'll see in the live footage that's going to be mixed in here, definitely have some areas for improvement. Using a lighter gun, activating the safety, even though I guess I didn't need to, so I'll remember that for next time. Things like that could speed up my times overall. But currently, I'm a B rank shooter, and this actually this past competition improved my overall Steel Challenge ranking by nearly 3%. And I haven't done any Steel Challenge competition since the last one, which was last year. So I've just been doing it here in Ace. So that's kind of a testament to how Ace is helping me improve, even though I don't shoot the Steel Challenge stages in Ace very often. But I went and practiced them a few times before going out to the actual competition, and saw pretty good success, so I'll take a 3% gain any day. In 5 to go, it's pretty simple, left to right. Want to make sure that we're lined up on our 4th target. That's what I like to call the trap, because you'll go 1, 2 pretty quickly. 3 is where you start seeing people start to miss a little bit, and then 4, you'll see a lot of people shoot under it, myself included. And then this last plate here, when you come up to it, the stop plate, which is denoted with the red mark for those of you who don't know. Pretty easy to hit. It's not too far. The intent of this video is really to compare my Ace performance with my live fire performance. So I'm going to shoot 5 strings, note the times, and then we're going to watch my 5 strings of live fire and compare the times and see if there's a percentage difference between them. In the live fire, obviously I'm using rimfire pistol with an optic on it. It's got a weird kind of reticle on it. It was made for an astigmatism. I'm trying it out. Not a huge fan of the reticle, but it worked. And so I'm using the Holosun with its big, I don't know, probably 32 MOA with a 2 MOA dot to kind of try to simulate that. The TX22 SCR has pretty much no recoil, so when I'm shooting it, what you're seeing is my inputs into the gun. It's not the recoil of the gun. And same thing here in Ace, when you see the firearm move, it's really because of me. So it's kind of a good analog. I'll be starting from a position of low ready, pointing down here at where I would consider the cone, and I'll be looking at my first target. So for those of you who are new to Steel Challenge, if you're shooting rimfire, you don't have to work it from a holster. So I'll be essentially starting in a position like this, and then going up to target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4, and target 5. And we'll do that 5 times.
Stand by.
We can see here my best time was a 268. This time was a 376, and we can break it down. The miss over the top on plate 4, yeah, that hurt me a little bit here. But overall, 376. We'll go ahead and do string number 2.
Stand by.
A little embarrassing on target 1. 381 though. We'll go ahead and do it again. This will be string 3.
Stand by.
Okay, 370. This will be string 4.
Stand by.
Couple of misses there. 410, and we'll go with string number 5. Just like in Real Steel Challenge, I'll throw out the lowest of these scores and display somewhere on the screen here the total time and an average time, so that way you can get a feel for where it is. And I'll do the same thing on the live fire.
Stand by.
Much better. Okay, that does it for 5 to go. On to the next stage.
Are you ready? Stand by. Are you ready? Stand by. Are you ready? Stand by. Are you ready? Stand by.
So here we are on Accelerator. Kind of the same thing here. I break this stage down into 2 mini stages. We'll go, the big plate here is easiest for me, then over to target 1. And then I make the wide transition over to what I'm going to call target 4, target 3, and then the stop plate. The reason why I do that is because I feel like just coming up, I can sometimes get it when I'm coming up at a cross, and if I don't, I can get it on the way back. The wide transition over to this plate gives me a little bit more margin of error on a large transition rather than trying to get the circle plate. And then the transition from there to there is relatively small, so it's a high probability of success. So that's why I do it that way. So it'll be the steel here, this one, kind of like that. We'll see how we do. And again, we'll run it 5 times, drop the lowest, display the total time and the average.
Stand by.
That was a 299. Prepare for string 2.
Stand by.
Three, 5, 1. Couple of misses there on the circle plate in the back, the round plate in the back. Little tip for those of you who are new to Steel Challenge 2, line yourself up, your natural point of aim, or your body index. Essentially square yourself up to the hardest target, which for me is that little plate in the back. So you'll notice that my body, like if I was to go, let's get rid of this. If I was to go and close my eyes and just wiggle around so my eyes are closed, and I feel like I'm pointing straight right now, I'm a little to the right of that target, so it's within acceptable margin of error for me. But that's where I want to be aiming with my natural point of aim. So that way my hardest shot is actually lined up straight forward, whereas this one here is a little easier. So it makes it a little easier to transition, and then that hard shot, I've got a higher probability of success with that before transitioning to the stop plate. So just a little tip. This is string 3? Yeah, we'll say it's string 3.
Stand by.
Three, 1, 0. Prepare for string 4.
Stand by.
Three, 4, 9, and this will be string number 5.
Stand by.
On that one, definitely swung it up too high and paid for it by almost half a second on the first target. A .95 split coming up, shot over the top. So that was string 5. We'll go ahead and head to the next stage.
Are you ready? Stand by. 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 Are you ready? Stand by.
Now we're on Showdown. In Showdown, you shoot 3 strings from one target box, so red target or the start box, and then you'll transition over for strings 4 and 5. Some people say you can transition back forth all you want. Some people say you can't. I don't care. I just do, if the left box feels good, I'll stay there for the 3rd string of my 5. If it doesn't feel good, like if I feel like I'm messing it up, I'm going to transition over just to give myself a mental break and kind of get reset in my mind. So something there too is, a lot of this is a mental game, and you'll want to be making sure that you feel good. A lot of it's, if you're in your own head and you're like, oh, that was a bad run or anything like that, go ahead and take a quick breather, or in this case, change spots, and you might find that you're getting a greater level of success that way. I've seen people fall apart on the stage. They transition boxes, and all of a sudden they're doing great. So worth mixing it up a little bit, see what works best for you. In terms of how I shoot this stage, I try to get the circle here first, and then transition to the back, because I feel like this is a pretty easy, shot. And then the transition to the back. And then I try to get it so you'll see that plate back there is in my line coming across to the other front plate. Some people shoot that one first, and then the plate, and then in. I try to shoot the plate, the round plate, I should say, then the square, then inside this one, the stop plate. So it'll be like that. Just because I feel like I have more control that way. Now, I do have a tendency to overdrive on small targets like that, but where it's closer, I feel like I can get it majority of the time. So something I have to work on. Another thing that's worth noting is your position in the start box. So I like to start in a position where you can see if I'm starting on the right side, note the distance between the big square in the back right and the stop plate. And also note the distance here. My position of the gun to my first target is kind of off to the right as well. But if I go to the back left, now I'm pretty well in line, straight up with that first target. Also, the transition from the steel in the back right to the stop plate is far less. It's pretty quick. So use that to your advantage. Start inside the box where it works best for you. I see some people start all the way to the front of the box, but that just makes the transitions that much harder because you have to swing that much wider. If you start towards the back of the box and you position yourself well, you can even see it here. I'm just leaning, and I can almost overlay that rear plate. So you could start inside the box, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend leaning because it's a compromised shooting position unless you have to. But you could say position yourself almost at a 45, and that's pretty easy. So something worth considering. Again, I like to start where I'm almost in line with my first one, and I'll position myself so that can be just coming up from the gun, and I'll line myself up, like my body, in between these two. So like if I were, again, to have a natural point of aim, it's going to be roughly right here for me. So that's how I do it. And then I'll show you on the other side after we get to string number 4. So I'll go ahead with string 1.
Stand by.
Pro tip there is to hit the targets. We can see a couple of misses here. 4, 4, 5. We'll go ahead and do string 2.
Stand by.
Okay, that was a little better. 2, 5, 7. We'll stay here for the third one.
Stand by.
Two, 5, 7. Brain had a little bit of a hiccup there for some reason, but I was on the back right large rectangular steel, so I decided to let it fire anyways and then work my way back. This happens to me too in real steel challenge, just from having not shot it a lot. I see a target, I'm like, ooh, I'll take it. Yeah, it happens. Try to stick to your stage plan though, because a good stage plan executed well beats the best stage plan executed poorly every time. I'll go ahead and transition over to the other box. And again, we'll hit that close. We can see here too, same thing. If we stay to the back and kind of the, make sure that I'm not outside, the back can kind of lean over again. We can see how much that changes things, like in terms of perspective right now. Is that a harder shot for this one here? I don't think so, but this becomes extremely safe. And again, I'm in line, you know, for coming up and being able to hit that first target. So that's why I position myself in the box to the back and then to the side. That gives me the most advantageous angles on the targets that are in front of me. So go ahead and give this one a shot for string number 4.
Stand by.
Kind of had the same thing there. Brain shut off and just saw targets, went and shot it. 272. This will be the 5th run.
Stand by.
Apparently, I prefer that method. 252. We'll go ahead and head on to the next stage.
Are you ready? Stand by. 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 Nice. Are you ready? Stand by.
Here we are on Roundabout. Not really much to say about this stage. I personally like to shoot this one first, the back left second, transition over to the one here in the front right, then the back right, and then the stop. You can again play around with angles, see, okay, if I lean this way, my draw, can I get something like that? Might be seeing my batteries low, maybe not, but either way. You can do kind of a far right and get maybe those ones quicker, or you can go again to the back left and say, all right, this is way out of line with where I'm at. This doesn't feel good, but maybe this is where you want to get closer, the last plate shot. So try both ways, see what works best for you. Some people also like to do front plate and then back plates and then stop plate. Some people like to do various other configurations. I personally don't like that. I like to just come up, and that's the order that I shoot mine in. So try it out different ways. In Ace, you can see which way works best for you, and then try it out on the real range and see what you come up with. So go ahead and do string number 1 on Roundabout.
Stand by.
Struggling on that back left plate. That was a 4, 6, 7.
Stand by.
Okay. A little out of order from my plan, but a 2, 4, 2. Not bad. Go ahead and do string number 3.
Stand by.
There we go. 242. This will be string number 4.
Stand by.
Two two seven, and this will be the final string, string number 5.
Stand by.
A couple of mess ups there. That one's probably the one that's going to get tossed. But that was Roundabout.
Are you ready? Stand by. 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 Are you ready? Stand by.
Now we're on Smoke and Hope. By now you've seen how the other stages compared to my live fire. On Smoke and Hope, there are some people who can do this insanely fast. I'm not one of those people. For some reason, I can even miss these very large plates at very close ranges. Something probably having to do with indexing, something that I need to work on, obviously, the transitioning. I'm looking for a streak of red coming across the plate. It's pretty large. Just a skill I got to work on. So yeah, you'll see my times on Smoke and Hope are in the B rank range, which I'm happy with, but always trying to get better and improve that. So in this situation, some people like to go plate 1, 2, plate 3, plate 4, and back to stop. Again, I line up on stop because that's the hardest plate out of these ones to shoot. Some people like to go 1, 2, 4, 3, stop. Some people will start over here, myself included, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3 coming into it, just because that flow of 1, 2, stop feels more natural, and it's what kind of works for me. So try the variations that work best for you. And by the way, I should say I'm obviously right-handed. If you're left-handed, you might find a different order better for you. So experiment around. If someone tells you this is the only way of doing it, take that with a grain of salt. It might work for them, but due to your body type, body style, which hand you're using, what eye dominance you have, various other factors, it can extremely impact if you're trying someone else's way of doing it versus something that may work better for you. So yeah, just for what that's worth. So we'll go ahead and again, we'll try the positioning thing, right? We're going to see, is there any advantage to being anywhere, particularly in the box? I would say, you know, if we look down and we're at the front of the box, I have no peripheral vision. You can't see the hand. I have no peripheral vision over here or over here if I'm looking at those targets. Whereas if I go to the back of the box, whoop, I can now see out of the corner of my right eye. I don't know if it's going to pick up because of how this records, but out of the corner of my right eye, I can see the target all the way to the right. So something to consider. Again, the amount that you have to transition is lessened because you're not as close. So like, let's say, I'm going to exaggerate this. This isn't how you shoot stage, but to exaggerate this, I'm starting now at the aiming point. You can see here to transition from target 1 to target 4, it's like a long ways away. Now, if we go back to behind, let's say that bench there, it's not, well, I can't even see it, but it'd be over here, and the transition's far less. You know, it's still measured in terms of the angle, but the angle as you get further away has less impact on how far you have to throw the gun. So just something to consider there. So again, stand at the back of the box for me works well. I'll square myself up to the stop plate on this one. I'm going to be shooting 3, 4, 1, 2, stop. And I should say the numbering system that I'm using, A, it's changing every time probably, and B, some people use a different numbering system. Some people number at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some people number at 1, 2, stop, 3, 4. Some people number at 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. do what works for you, right? If you can get half of what I'm saying out of the numbers and kind of make sense to you, great. If not, just I hope the pointing with the gun is helping out, because that's what I usually do in real life. I tend to not be able to keep straight which method of pointing and numbering I do. But yeah, in this case, we're going to start over here and kind of go something like that. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot. This will be string 1.
Stand by.
Nice. 219. Pretty good low run there. The timer, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is about 0.4 seconds here in Ace. So a split time of 0.59. The timer is ended. I'm trying to get it so my reaction time is beating the timer up. The split time of 0.31, I'm pretty happy with. Usually I'm looking for a 0.3 on a short transition like that. We got a 0.5 coming across. That could be sped up a little bit, but I don't want to miss that plate because those makeup shots hurt. 0.33, again, around a 0.3. And then the 0.4 on the stop plate, that's acceptable for me because, again, it's a smaller target and a little further away. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot and do string number 2.
Stand by.
On this one, it was a good demonstration of why I shoot this plate first. I shot this place first. I called it low left. I apparently missed. Had the time already. I was already on my way to the next plate. Decided to shoot that. And then make it up as I was going back across. So it was missed to the low left-ish. Came here, hit. And then as I'm coming back across, I was able to pick that up and then work my way back. So that's one of the reasons why I start there instead of like on the outside plates. Just gives me another opportunity to get it on smoke and hope if I do miss without having to wait and confirm it. Should talk about that too a little bit. By the way, we're going on string 3. But if you're waiting for the hit to confirm it, so the sound, you're already too late. You want to hit and move. The time it takes sometimes for those plates that are in the back or to recognize that you've hit without being without shot calling it essentially is going to add 0.2 to 0.3 of a second, in time for your brain to recognize, oh, I hit it and then move. Sometimes you can pick it up visually. I don't look for the hit either. I shot call it. I say, yep, that was a good hit. And then if my brain goes, wait a second, that wasn't a good hit, then I go back to make it up. Sometimes I'm a little slower and I'll recognize it, or I'll shot call it bad and I'll fire another one. But just something, again, I see beginners in Steel Challenge or shooting in general, they'll do kind of this number. And they'll look over the sights. I'm exaggerating, of course, but they'll look for the hit. Sometimes I'll see something like that where, yep, I hit. Yep, I hit. Again, shooting like that is going to give you high accuracy, but in the game of Steel Challenge, you're going to be giving up time, which is the aim of the game. So just something to think about. We'll go on to, I'm going to say it's string number 3, and we'll do it again.
Stand by.
Two, 3. Pretty happy with that performance right there. Again, looking for consistency, but also speeding it up a little bit. The first shot time, about the same. The split here, 0.33, 0.60. That was actually a little slower. 0.32. That one was a 0.33 last time, then that 0.4. So really, I need to push my limits a little bit here because this is my comfortable speed. So we'll do string number 4, and we'll try to push it a little bit and see what happens.
Stand by.
That would have been good if I didn't nail the stop plate just below on that last one. 0.39 off the brake, yeah. So we're seeing a beating the beeper. The 0.29 transition's good. 0.49, it was better than the 0.6 last time. This split right here, I'll have to watch it back, but I thought it was faster than that. And then, yeah, nailing the stop plate right in the post below, that hurt me a little bit, but 242. So we'll go on to our 5th and final string.
Stand by.
Fell apart a little bit. 323, still not bad. We'll go ahead and take all the times together, average them out. as we're going throughout this video, you'll have seen the scores compared to real life. Maybe there's something to be gleaned from that. I might have to do this with other drills in ACE. If people are interested, leave it in the comments down below. And we can compare things like the stand and deliver ones. I've got a range where we can do those types of actions. It's a little harder to do with the stages just because I don't have access to all the walls and targets and things. But if you're interested, leave it down in the comments below. Let's compare some more things. What do you want to see compared to real life? And
Are you ready? Stand by. 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 Are you ready? Stand by.
I'm recording this before I compare the data too, so it's going to be interesting to me as I'm editing this to see if ACE is within a percentage or if I'm faster in real life with the rim fire, or if there's any appreciable difference. I'll have to come back in either with a voiceover or come in with another video to have my thoughts on that. But I think this is interesting and a good point to demonstrate some of how ACE is comparing to real life. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing more, let me know and we'll see what we can do. So this goes after looking at all the data that kind of came out of this. And I was really surprised to see just how close a lot of the runs were, with the exception of Roundabout. And I feel that was mostly due to my poor performance in real life. When we're looking at the data, though, the vast majority of stages are within 5% of the average run times, and within, I mean, we're talking tenths of seconds in most cases. Even run to run, I see some of the same inconsistencies that I see with myself in real life. So do I think ACE is a good training aid for someone who wants to get better at Steel Challenge? The answer is absolutely. It's almost 1-for-1 in my case now. Is this the case for everybody? Maybe grandmasters and higher rank shooters. I don't know. I'm just a sample size of one. But when I look at that data again, minus my performance on Roundabout, it's pretty consistent. And I feel that if we compare the last time I shot Roundabout, it was a little bit better, in real life, and so that might be worth considering. But overall, given the variances between different days and different levels of being warmed up, let's say, or whatever have you, I think that's well within standard variance. Even a 12% difference, even week to week, I could see that with someone who doesn't do it a lot, like me. So for those of you who were sitting back wondering, is this even comparable to a real life scenario? For me, I'd argue, yeah, at least based on this. Now, I do intend to, in the future, take some of the other stages and run them as well a few times and compare them to ACE. It might be a little less in depth than what this video has been, but yeah, there's definitely going to be more of that in the future. But if you have ideas for what we can compare in the future, if you want to see more live fire stuff, even putting it on the Range Ranger or something and comparing those times, we can do that. So leave that in the comments below. Share your thoughts. See what other people think. Maybe I'm way off my rocker, but just based on what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, how much I've gained in my confidence in shooting Steel Challenge, and even just like I said, since the last time that I shot it, I gained 3%, which to me is not insignificant. And if I had practiced a little bit more with the Taurus TX22 SCR and not utilize the safety on and off every time, that probably would have helped me speed up even more. So looking forward to continuing to work with that in Steel Challenge, and looking forward to practicing more in ACE to see if I can maybe get to an A rank or maybe even further. So yeah, those are my thoughts. And yeah, let's chat in the comments below. I'd like to see what you think, and yeah, we'll see you around.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Come on.
5-2-1. If you are finished, unload, show clear.
With that, we'll see you next time on Range Time.